say I want some more. What is up, my guys and goddesses, and welcome back to my channel. Alright guys, in today's video, finally, I'm going to be doing how I do my blending of my eyeshadow and my face. So, grab you some tea, of course. We're going to spill a little tea. Maybe some snacks. Snack up, because you know, I'm a big boy. Love my snacks. Sit back and get ready to be mystified by this blending of the queen. But first, I'm gonna need to shape up a little bit, looking a little rough, and I'll be back. My eyebrows, of course, will be done, and my primer. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I am up and close and back for you. Oh, did you notice my paintings in the background? They are mine. I did them. This one I did for my 31st birthday, I believe. I believe it was my 31st. Either my 30th or 31st birthday. And then this one I did for 2 years ago on my birthday. So birthday paintings. I love painting on my birthday. If you have not done painting before, whether it's painting with a twist or whatever you have in your state, I highly recommend doing it. Very calming and therapeutic. But we're going to get into this look. I'm going to be recreating a look that I did on my Instagram. If you go follow me, my link will be down below. So go follow. But I did this kind of reddish orange and like a aquamarine type look. It was very vintage, circusy look. You'll see it. It's one of my latest looks, and it has a circus background. So go look at that picture, because I can't show you now. I'm on my phone. Damn. Only I had a camera, but I will be investing in a camera sometime soon. But I am going to be using, with that look, the Flower Bomb palette from Midas Cosmetics, which looks like this. It is well loved. I love this palette from Midas, one of my favorite palettes. She is rebranding this palette. It's not going to no longer look like this, so keep an eye out for when this palette comes back rebranded. But now let's get into this look. All right, now we're gonna get into this look. If I look this way, it's because I have my mirror right here. Sorry, I'm not looking at the actual lens, which is right there. But we're gonna get into this look, and I'm gonna start with this color right here, which is like a mauve pink color. It's called Peony, and I like this because it's Flower Bomb. All of these names are flowers. Huh, go figure. So let's get into that. I'm gonna start with that color, which is called Peony, and that's gonna be like my brow transition shade. I'm just gonna pat down under the brow like so, and I whisk it out. I like to feather it out so it's not really a harsh color. So, and then I'm gonna go into right here to create that little C moment with this color and a little bit under the brow. So I always start with my brow bone first before I do anything else. Now I'm gonna go in my crease. I'm gonna go in with my deepest color right now, which is Dahlia, right here, which is like a brownish red color, if you would say, with a blending brush. This is a eye crease brush. So I'm gonna pack this color in the crease first. Okay. And usually I'll always start with my inner corner. Most people start with their outer corner because I want the color, pigment, payoff, whatever you would say, to be just as even on the outside as it is on the inside. I don't want it to be less on the inside and more on the outside. That's not me. I just like everything to be like even, smooth and even. As you can see, I pat on my color before I blend it, because I want, like I said, I want the most payoff in color. So I pat first. As you can see, pat, 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 pat. Now I'm gonna go and blend that out just a little bit. So blend the edges just slightly, ever so slightly. So I do back and forth motion. Like so. Then I'm gonna take the next color up, which is gonna be this orange color right here, which is called Daffodil. And I'm gonna take that on another blending brush. This one's a bigger bigger brush. This is a blending eye brush. So the first brush I took was smaller. As you can see the difference in it. This is a creasing brush. This is a blending brush. And then I'm going to go along the edge of the red, you can see, and blend this orange color, Daffodil, like so. I'll dive into the color a little bit more. As I said, I always want to have it even out. And I would say don't be afraid to go higher than normal. A lot of people are. If you blend enough, it will look so beautiful. So don't be afraid to get up to that brow. Like right here. I don't really go to my brow up here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But right here, don't be afraid to get up to that brow bone. So blend, blend, blend. Blending is your friend, as you see. So I'll do that, and then I'm gonna go up to the next color, which is Peony. So I'm gonna go back into that color, and I'm gonna mix that color a little bit with Pollen, which is like a beigey color. And then I'm gonna blend out the orange. And this is where I go up to the brow right here. Blend that orange, and I have something in my hair to make it more seamless. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go back down to Daffodil in that orange. So this is me. This is me. This is how I blend. So I'll go up the color, and then I'll go back down the color. And then I'll do as I feel fit, if I need to go up again, or whatever color that needs to be blended more. So this is my technique in how I get mine to be more seamless in my blend. I'll blend the colors. I'm gonna go back in with Daffodil. I mean, not Daffodil, Dahlia, which is the red, sort of brownish color. I'll blend more upwards into the orange. So I like to go back and forth, making sure there are no harsh lines at the end of the day. And then there'll be times where I will go back in and mix both colors. Like if I need to mix Daffodil and Dahlia, I will mix the two. A lot of people do that and then blend them together more seamlessly. And I'm gonna go back in with Peony right here. Blend. And that is my blending. Now I'm going to cut my crease and I'll be back. All right, now that I am back, I'm going to be cutting my crease. And I use my P. Louise base. I use P. Louise base 2. I use this as my eye primer and as a cut crease primer. So I like to take majority of the lid. I'll come in a little bit. And this is my trick of cutting creases. Sometimes, most of the time it works. Some people it won't work on, but most of the time it does work. So I do this, and I got this from Makeup by Jack. If you are not following him, go follow him. Makeup by Jack. It's double A, I believe. I'll let you know. I'll put it down below. But he did this, and I saw this years ago. I've been following him for years. And I was like, wow, I could have done that this whole time. Instead of trying to meticulously go and cut the crease. So as you can see, it already did it for me. All you do is just, he looked up, around, and then it cut the crease for you. And all you had to do was just follow that, fill it in. All right, now that the crease is cut like so precise, I'm gonna go back into the palette, and this is where that teal color, so beautiful, comes in, which is right here, and it's called Clover. So it is a greenish blue color. I'm gonna take a flat, just a flat brush. I like to take a brush. Some people use their finger. You can do whatever you want to do. This is a shimmer shade. I'm just gonna pat it on. I like to pat first. As you can see, look how gorgeous and pigmented them shadows are. To pat it on first, and then I'll swipe. I like to get it precise first. Yeah. I'm gonna pat it on, and then I'll swipe. Yes. Like so. Look at that gorgeousness. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then before I do go back to that, I'm gonna come back to this color. I'm gonna go back in with the Daffodil color, which is the orange color. I'm just gonna pat it on and blend into the teal color. So I like, as you see, I like going at an angle, because at the end result, you get a better looking blend than those that are straight up and down. I'm not a fan of the straight up and down blenders. I like to blend mine at an angle. And at the end result, you'll see why. I do mine at an angle instead of straight up and down. So go in there, and then I'll go back to the Dahlia, the deeper red color. Blend that to the orange. I like to gently blend then I might go back into the daffodil. Keep getting these mixed up. Daffodil color. Make sure it still pops some. So now I'm gonna go back to the shimmer shade, which is Clover. And you see the colors there. So I'll use water, just water. You don't have to use your setting spray. You can use your setting spray, whatever, MAC Fix Plus, whatever you want. I like to use water. I just spritz my brush, dip it back into the color, and then I'll do one more spritz of it, wave it around a little bit, and then I'll go back on top of it, and it gives it more of a sheen foil type look to it. I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but it is here a little bit. I see it a little bit on camera, but on pictures and in person, boom, boom, boom. Then after that, I'll go back in and I'll blend whatever's left on the brush from Daffodil. Yep, I was gonna call it Dahlia, Daffodil, and make sure the edges of that are seamless and not harsh. And that is the eye. I'm gonna do the other eye off camera, and then I'll be back to beat my face. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. Like you can see, I did the other eye. I also did my favorite liners right here. This is one of them. This is one I used. This is called Chill Pill. This is from Glam Vice Cosmetics. It is a neon retro liner, which I freaking love. So if you're not following them, go follow them on Instagram, Twitter. I'll link them down below as well. But as you can see, I have my face on, well, my foundation on. I have a whole nother video about blending that and stuff, but I'm gonna do another one, but slightly less, what would I say? Having a brain fart. Less time. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is one of my new faves right now, which is the Hydrating Camo foundation from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I like to do this first. I think I saw this from Jackie Aina, I believe, where she does her T-zone first, blends that out, and then she does under her eyes, so that way when she goes to set her concealer, that she's not doing the concealer here first so it cracks, and then you do here, she does here, and then does here, so it won't crack when you go to set it, because it's not sitting under your eyes where a lot of people have bags, wrinkles, yada yada. It's not sitting under your eye as long of a process. So I like to do my foundation and my concealer with the brush. I use this is my favorite foundation brush, which is a flat top foundation brush from Sonia Kashuk. I love this. This is like a kabuki brush, but with a long handle, and it does not leave any streaks whatsoever. I used to be a beauty blender person, and then I wanted to try a brush again, and I found that brush and I just fell in love with it. So, and then I'm going to use an e.l.f. This is a buffing brush. I use this for my concealer, so I will buff out the edge. This is how I blend of my concealer. So I'll buff out my edges, and then I'll pat in the center of where I want the most color payoff. Buff out a little bit more, just like so. And then down the bridge of the nose, of course. Like so. And then I'll go in under the eye. Of course, under the eyes. And I'll set set it afterwards. I'll do the same thing. And then I'll buff out my edges because I want the most coverage and color payoff right under the eye. So right here, I'll go and pat this in like so, and buff out my edge. Pat this in, and you can use whatever you want. For me, I find that these brushes work the best for me. Than a beauty blender. Beauty blender still works well for me, but this is my new fave right now. So do that, and then this is what I do. I'll go back in with my foundation brush, or you can do your sponge, and I'll pat the edges and blend the edge over my foundation and my concealer meet, so that I'm blending both together. So there's no, I'll do it on the side of my nose, so there's no harsh lines, like so. Then I'm gonna go in and set. And my tried and true, of course, my Milani Honey Amber powder, and I'm going to do my Fenty bronzer in Mocha Mami. And I'm gonna set my face. I do this instead of translucent powder because you're doing translucent powder, and then you're putting more powder on top of powder on top of powder. You do your blush and your bronzer, your contour, yada yada. So I like to do my setting with my powders. So I'll do a pressed powder with my concealer, and then I'll do my bronzer on top of where my bronzer is as my setting to set the powder. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I set my face with my powders, my bronzer, my Fenty Mocha Mami, and my Milani Honey Amber powder. All products that I'm using, I'm gonna put down below. I always put everything I use, I put down below, so don't worry about that. Now, this is another trick that I do for my skin tone, to bring a lot more cohesive warmth to my face. So, as you know, my concealer, I am warm tone, warm undertone. My concealer, my concealer is yellow undertone, and my bronzer is a red undertone. And if you look at the wheel, red and yellow are close to each other. Now, when I say this, I know I tell people this, and they're like, "What? I never thought of that." I use an orange blush, which looks like this. This is called Toby. It's not going to come out orange on my skin. So I use this as a blender between my bronzer and my concealer when I set it to yellow powder. Because if you look at the color wheel, orange is in between red and yellow. So it makes one seamless blend to the face. Before I do that, I'm going to go in, I'm going to contour a little bit deeper of a red tone. This one right here. This is my Juvia's Place. I love this. The Sahara Volume 1 palette. And I'm going to do a little bit more of a contour in my cheeks and give a little bit more red, deeper red tone into my cheek area, like so. Blend it out, and I'm gonna go in, of course, and put it like at the corners of the high points, as I would say, of my forehead, and blend it out like so. And if you don't care about this, you can fast forward if you want. But this is just a little thing for me. And somebody probably can create this. I don't know if anybody does this, because every time I say it, everyone's like, "What? I've never heard of that." So I don't know if anybody does this, but I do this. And I just found that it looks so beautiful on me for deeper skin tones. So I'll do that. Okay, and then I'll take the orange. It's not going to come out orange, and I'll use it as a blender between my concealer and my bronzer, as you can see, like so. So it does not turn out orange. It's one seamless color story, and it's not like cutthroat. Here's my concealer, here's my bronzer. No, it's a here's my skin. So I'll use this, which is an orange tone, and I'll go on top of the reds too. Red bronzer as well, to make it one seamless look. So every time I tell somebody I do this, they're like, I've never heard of that. Well, I hope that I invented this. Nobody else does this. But I wouldn't be shocked if somebody does this. But if you want to figure something out in color wheel for lighter skin tones, you can. This is just how I do it for my deeper skin tone, as you can see. So it's more seamless, and it's not harsh. It's not a harsh concealer bronzer. It's one fluid shade to it. So I'm going, now that I've done that, I'm going to put my lashes on, and I'll be right back for the final look. All right, guys, welcome back. I am done. Face is beat, highlighter, lips glossing. Mwah. All right, so there are some products that I did use that I have not mentioned in this finished look. I did use the style Lash from Inclusive Beauty. If you are not following them, go follow them. I will link them. Everything, like I said, everything I say, I will link down below. I do have a code. I will put that down for a percentage off. This is from Inclusive Beauty, the lashes that I have on now, in the style Meghan. I also used underneath the glitter, the blue glitter, which looks like this. This is from Finishing Touch Lashes. It's called Mermaid Vibes. I'm vibing, bitch. Vibing. And also my highlight. We all know I love me a highlighter. It has to be popping. What, Mr. Hello Gregory, one of my good friends here, and we'll be vacationing with Roxy very, very soon. He no longer has his brand, but I love this color. This is called Hello Bronze. Such a perfect color for my skin tone. So the other products I use, of course, the Fenty bronzer, my Milani concealer to set my concealer powder, the look today from the Flower Bomb palette, which looks like this, Midas Cosmetics, my Juvia's Place Sahara Blush volume number 1. What else did I use? My Luminous Putty Primer from e.l.f. It's one of my new favorite primers. Foundation I use from Fenty is the Hydrating Foundation. Trying to think what else. And the concealer from e.l.f. as well, the Camo, the Hydrating Camo concealer that they just came out with as well. Trying to think what else. My Glam Vice neon liners. But everything I use in this look, if you love it, love it, and you want to recreate it, go ahead. I am an open book. I love people who recreate stuff and then give credit. As long as you give credit, that is what counts. No, I haven't had anyone try to really recreate, except for one, which is Roxy, my good friend, recreate any of my looks, but maybe they're too hard for people to recreate, or they don't think they will do it as good as the job. But I love people who recreate, and just put your own twist to it if you want to recreate this. So this is my blending video. Hopefully you guys like it, loved it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, loved it. If you didn't like it, love it. Still give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed or not following me in any of my social media, what are you waiting for? Hello. Click that button, subscribe, and you'll get those notifications when anytime I upload a video. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so this one's for you. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and I have been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, but finally I've done my blending of my eyeshadow and my base video for you. So hopefully you guys love this video. Comment down below, like it, subscribe. All of my social medias will be down below and everything that I used in this video. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic day, my gods and goddesses, and I will see you again.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't say it 'cause I know I'm cute.